woman, you may have been flooded with messages wishing you a happy Women's Day. Every year on March 8, the world celebrates the cultural, political and socio-economic achievements of various women in various fields. But we are still far from a gender-equal world and a world that is free of bias, sexism and stereotypes. This year's theme for International Women's Day is embracing equity. As part of our latest initiative, Future Female Forward, a women's collective. Over the next 30 minutes, we will highlight stories of women entrepreneurs and change agents leading the way. But before that, let's talk about the gender gap in blue-collar jobs. A survey done by Deloitte highlights that there's still a long way to go for gender parity. My colleague Shilpa Ranipeta is here with more. Take us through the survey, Shilpa, please.
Across sectors, India Inc. has been stepping up its efforts to increase women participation on India's shop floors. But despite the effort, data shows that a lot more needs to be done. Now, according to a Deloitte survey on blue-collar workforce trends covering over 100 companies, 300 of their plants across 15 industries, the male-to-female ratio of women in blue-collar jobs is still only 12:1. That means that there is only one woman per every 12 men in India's factories. And they're also making lesser money than men. On an average, women make only 0.8x of the salary of their male counterparts. Now, the gender ratio is better in FMCG, pharma and automobile sectors, where the manufacturing processes are more automated, requiring skilled talent as compared to other sectors like cement or, say, chemicals. But why is women participation still low? Now, Deloitte attributes this to the continued prevalence of social issues as well as the lack of flexible working hours and a healthy climate. Now, take a look at these figures, for instance. Only 18% of the companies that were surveyed by Deloitte have a female night shift of blue-collared employees, and of these, only half the organizations actually have a door-to-door pickup and drop facility, and less than half have a female security guard at the plant premises across all shifts. Now, very few companies also have additional benefits for female workforce like menstrual leave, a separate changing room, or even a dedicated medical professional. What is encouraging, however, is that most companies do offer basic facilities and make them available close to the workstations of these women. Now, these are basic infrastructure like a ladies' washroom, gender-separate changing rooms, feeding room facilities, and more. But the glass ceiling still persists. At a global level, too, only 1 in 3 managers or supervisors is currently a woman, and according to the UN, it will take another 140 years to reach gender parity and another 286 years before discriminatory laws against women are done away with.
The glass ceiling is yet to be shattered. Moving on, the fight for gender equality and women empowerment is not just the domain of women in the workforce. It's a movement that begins in schools and colleges. And 19-year-old Zoha Chatri is one such warrior. CNBC-TV18 Santhya Gora brings you Zoha's story.
Zoha Chaudhry's days are chock-a-block. This undergraduate student at Mumbai's reputed St. Xavier's College studies microbiology, zoology and chemistry, and the heavy curriculum keeps her busy. But her love affair with science began years ago.
When I was in 10th standard, that was the first time I decided to pursue my career in science field. So I ended up my GCSE in science field, in which I got a really good percentage in my 12th standard, due to which I ended up in Xavier's. Here I got a really good exposure to different fields of science, including seminars with very good personalities and extracurricular activities.
When she's not studying or attending classes, Zoha is busy focusing on her other passion project, women empowerment. She volunteers with NGOs that work with senior citizens, women and children. Calling herself a proud feminist, Zoha dreams of building on her knowledge to expand on work centered around women welfare and hopefully inspire other young girls just like her role models inspired her.
Some of my role models are Mother Teresa, Malala Yousafzai, J.K. Rowling and many others. So basically, I aspire to have some qualities of them, or to do some kind of contributions to my society.
Zoha is also inspired to study further, and that she says is a challenge because she had to work to convince her conservative family to support her undergraduate journey. She is now the first girl in her family to attend college and proud of it.
Currently, I'm in FY, so whatever free time I get, I scroll through my Coursera courses, which basically include some certificate courses like forensic science and stuff like that. So by the end of my TY, I'll start preparing for USMLE exams, which are mandatory if you want to pursue any further courses in medicine. So my first priority would be Harvard Medical Schools and different Ivy League universities. Hopefully, I get into one of these.
She also dreams of a world where girl children get the same educational opportunities as boy children. Apart from studying microbiology and aspiring to make a name for herself in the field of science, Zoha wants to travel the world solo. She wants to experience bungee jumping, skydiving, deep sea diving, parasailing and paragliding. But to have all these experiences, Zoha believes that education is the key, and that's her primary focus right now. And we at CNBC-TV18 wish Zoha a bright future. Thanks a lot for speaking to us, Zoha.
Thank you so much.
All right, that was Zoha's story. Moving on, Lieutenant Commander Ruchika Badana has a high-stress job, one where she holds the life of helicopter pilots and passengers in her hands. Stationed with the Air Traffic Control Unit of the Indian Navy's INS Shikra heliport, this 32-year-old naval officer is living her dream. CNBC-TV18 Santya Gora brings you Lieutenant Commander Badana's story.
482 Spartan. 405 Radio 5. How do you read? 482
Directing
Spartan.
air traffic is not easy. It takes intense concentration, clarity of thought, quick thinking, and the ability to stay calm under pressure. But Lieutenant Commander Ruchika Badana, a third-generation Indian naval officer posted at the Air Traffic Control Unit of the Indian Navy's heliport INS Shikra in Mumbai, makes it look easy.
I'm a naval kid, and since the childhood, I was very clear that I want to don the white uniform like my father. I got commissioned in the Air Traffic Control Cadre of the Indian Navy in July 2011, underwent my basic naval orientation at the Indian Naval Academy, Edimala, followed by ATC professional training at the Air Force Academy, Dundigal. I had the opportunity to undergo a skydiving course, and I was also the team leader for the Inter-Command Weapon Firing Team. 307 report.
Lieutenant Commander Badana's role is not limited to military helicopters. She's also in charge of civilian helicopters that fly across her airspace in southern Mumbai,
Bravo by November 6.
and she loves every minute of it.
Okay. INS Shikra is the only heliport of the Indian Navy, and we operate various helicopters like the Chetaks, the ALH, Kamov, and Sea Kings. And we provide air traffic services to them while they are flying in the local flying area or for any operational commitment of the Western Fleet or the Western Naval Command. And we provide them with the air traffic services while they are flying for any training mission or operational commitment of the Western Fleet or the Western Naval Command. In addition, we also provide air traffic services to the civil helicopters who are transiting through our local flying area while they are transiting towards Pune or Mahabaleshwar. Time sync किया हुआ है इसमें? हमारे पास कितने cards हैं सर?
The job keeps her on her toes and is full of challenges. She recalls one such incident when she had to direct choppers into a safe landing while Cyclone Taute raged along India's western coastal line in May 2021, a cyclone that claimed over 100 lives.
When Cyclone Taute hit the Maharashtra coast, it had been raining very heavily that night, and when we had received the information that we have to launch our helicopters for the air rescue effort, I was one of the duty controllers. We had to ensure that the dispersal is ready for the flying operations. There should be no mud, muck or water on the dispersal. But considering the situation, our aircraft had got airborne in this rough and unpredictable weather, and we could save many lives during that time. And as a controller, it was my job to ensure safe flying environment for them when they were in air. And it is challenging indeed, but gratifying at the same time.
While she drew early inspiration from her father, Commander KBS Badana, she says she continues to find inspiration every day from every woman who is challenging the status quo and making a name for herself in every field.
I believe all women who are serving the nation, be it in any capacity, are great role models. They are challenging the status quo every day and are contributing significantly towards the nation's development. They are all beacons which all women can look up to.
Lieutenant Commander Ruchika Badana has dedicated her life to our nation, playing a crucial role in the defense operations of our country. She's keeping our seas and our skies safe. She's determined, she's focused, she's alert, she's brave. She is the future. And we at CNBC-TV18 thank Lieutenant Commander Ruchika Badana for her service. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. Britannia's Madurai factory, like many of its other plants, is increasingly embracing gender parity. 65% of its workforce are women. And the company says that not only are these women more efficient than their male counterparts, they're inspiring more women to join the workforce. CNBC-TV18's Shilpa Ranipeta reports that a key to this has been the opportunity given to women workers to explore their potential and rise through the ranks.
The past 12 years at Britannia's Madurai plant have been life-changing for 48-year-old Meena Priya, not just professionally, but personally. She started as a data entry professional and now oversees the factory's entire production after learning the ropes across departments. This growth has helped her contribute significantly to her family's quality of life and earned her recognition in her neighborhood.
People come to my area and ask about the person who is working at the biscuit company. That's how people know me in my area. That is because of the biscuit company only. Even the postman knows my house like that. When I joined here, my kids were in LKG and 4th standard. I grew step by step here and educated both my daughters till post-graduation and got my elder daughter married. Working here helped me do all of this.
Experts agree that despite numerous efforts being made by companies, India still has a long way to go when it comes to increasing female labour force participation rate from the current 25%. In rural areas, this number is slightly higher at 27%, but not enough to write home about. What's encouraging, however, are stories of women like Meena Priya and P. Pandirani who are rewriting the rules and inspiring more women to enter the workforce. Policies that support such enrollment are also a big help.
After reaching a good level, when people saw me going to work during COVID, they would come and speak to me and ask me what work do I do. People asked me if they could also come and work. I said everyone can come for work. There's a pickup and drop facility. Now there are so many people from my town who are coming to work here in the general shift. They shared with me that their families are also happy.
Such policies have resulted in 65% of this plant's 1,400-strong women force comprised of women. These workers say the best thing about working here has been the opportunity to learn different aspects of the operations and functioning, explore their interests, work on their potential and rise up the ranks.
We get to learn a lot of things. I was told that I don't need to do just data entry, and that's how I got into production and started observing things. I have been in the admin team, been in charge of hygiene, and now I'm in manufacturing. We have the freedom to explore other departments. They give us whatever help we need and train us. No one will ever question why we are learning something.
Apart from facilities like transport, creche, etc., Britannia also offers its female workers on the shop floor wellness programs that not only look at physical but also mental and emotional well-being, along with awareness on nutrition and work-life balance. This, the company says, not only improves productivity but also ensures better retention rates among female workers. At the ground level too, these 900 women, Britannia says, have proven to be more efficient than their male counterparts, adding much more value to the workforce.
They actually bring in a lot of engagement environment in the shop floor by virtue of the nature of female employees. Actually our challenge of attrition has drastically come down by increasing the female population. Productivity wise, they are more attentive. We have seen that the packing is a very repetitive type of a job. And we have seen that they are more attentive. They don't get bored like the male employees. That improves the efficiencies and the packing efficiencies for us.
The company is backing up these claims with intent. It plans to increase women workforce at its Madurai plant to 70% and is working on growing its national diversity ratio from the current 41% to 50% by the end of 2024. In Madurai, with camera person Bharat Kori, Shilpa Ranipeta.
All right, we are heading into a short break, but don't go anywhere. We bring you a story of a group of women hosting the 3rd edition of Queen's Drive Club. Stay tuned. As part of our Women's Day coverage, we bring you the story of a group of women that are shifting gears, shattering gender stereotypes. India's first and only supercar club, Queen's Drive Club. It hosted its 3rd drive with an aim to uplift and motivate the women of today. CNBC-TV18's Ashmit Kumar gets us the details.
Well, what we have here essentially are exotic cars, beautiful women, and a bald guy in the middle of it all. Now, despite managing to tick all the boxes, this is not a shoot for Fast and the Furious, and I'm not the poor man's Vin Diesel. What I am, however, is intrigued. Intrigued because what we have here essentially are a group of more than 50 women who managed to flip the script when it comes to exotic cars. They own supercars, and now they're out to own the road. Welcome to Queen's Drive 2023. I see exotic cars, I see beautiful women, and I see this beautiful paint job that you've done on your car. Tell us about this paint job, tell us about Queen's Drive.
Queen's Drive Club is a club which I founded last year, which is basically a group of women who can come out together, who can have fun. It all started with one day when I saw my husband going out on drives with other men. But the thing was that he said, oh, we are all men, why do you want to join us? So it just struck me, you know what, I'm going to create my own women's group, get out on the road, and we are going to go for our own drive.
So this is the 3rd edition.
Yeah.
Tell us what the viewers can expect today. What are we in for? What are you going for today?
So viewers can expect women from all over India coming out together, just going out for a drive and having a lot of fun, and telling the world that a woman can drive nations, they can drive countries, they can drive different offices, and they can drive whatever the hell they want to drive.
Perfect, sounds good. In fact, speaking of being on a road, let's go for a quick drive. You show me your driving skills.
Yes, please.
Tell me something that when we talk about women and you talk about women driving, do you often, are you often met with that stereotype that, look, meko nahi lagta women can drive. I don't think women can drive. You deal with that?
All the time.
How do you respond to that?
All the time. Well, I just say that, why don't you come and race with me? I'll show you on the road.
When you use the word women power, horsepower is not normally associated with it. So just quickly tell us about being a part of this women's driving club and what it means for you.
I'm here from Kolkata and just for this drive because I'm super excited to when I heard like something is going to happen for like ladies, only for the women. And this is the best thing. Nowadays, this things is actually changing. Now, like women love to drive their cars, like Ferrari, whatever. I love that attention. And maybe sometimes I drive for that only.
You very interestingly moments back told me that you've been born and raised in Delhi. Now, any woman who's been born and raised in Delhi would not be unfamiliar with the probing eye of the males, of the men that we have here. Does this only magnify that many times over with more people looking at you?
Yes.
Because that's a stereotype women in Delhi especially have to deal with.
Yeah, it surely does.
So how do you deal with that? Do you get more attention? Do you,
Yes.
do you take it in your stride? How does it work with
So I
more
ignore
men?
them. I really ignore them.
Well, every time I mention the word supercar, the very words that come to mind often are testosterone, muscle, and sometimes Vin Diesel. But the petrol head, that word is being turned on its very head by this group of 50 women. A group that, of course, are seen around the world as well, which slowly are sensitizing popular culture and essentially having a hell lot of fun.
And on the 14th of March, CNBC-TV18 will host what will be India's largest summit on gender parity in Delhi. Women leaders from all walks of life will come together to brainstorm and ensure we take decisive steps to bridge the gender inequality. The event starts at 4:30 p.m. on 14th of March, and we will bring you live coverage right here on CNBC-TV18. With that, it's a wrap on this special program. Wishing all our viewers a very, very happy Women's Day. News continues on the other side. Stay tuned.